Good morning, East Coasters. For those of you who are overseas, hey, good afternoon. Hope you're enjoying lunch. It's July 5th, and I wanted to do a quick live stream to gather some input, some research from dealers about how the CDK hack has impacted or accelerated their contingency planning going forward. I've been reading a lot and I have not been commenting. There's enough conversations going on online. And at this point, it's great to hear that my clients are being able to log into eLeads, that for some of our clients, the DMS is up and operating and they're getting back to normal. I've been watching some of the comments online about should dealers go all in with one solution. For example, one dealer group in our CXO network, these are dealer groups with 10 or more stores, recently went all in with rentals, DMS, CRM, desking, digital retailing. Other dealers have decided to go all in with CDK or all in with Techion or all in with Cox. One of the questions I have for dealer group executives, has the CDK hack cooled your interest in going all in with one vendor? I'd like to hear some different opinions. I'm working on an article because I did post one article on LinkedIn which mentioned that during this CDK specific hack, dealers who had a robust enterprise CDP would be getting all of their leads from their website in real time into the CDP directly without needing a CRM. They would have all of their customer data, transaction history in the CDP, which would allow them some contingency operating models while the resolution to the hack took place. The CDP isn't a DMS and the CDP isn't a CRM, but it's part of a conversation on contingency planning. What I'm very interested to hear as companies like Techion have recently come on board saying, hey, use our DMS, use our CRM, use our digital retailing tools. Has that cooled the all-in mindset? Now, we do know that in an ideal world, being on one retail platform eliminates duplicate data. It creates better efficiencies, streamlined workflows, has the potential of creating more personalized marketing and just-in-time offers. But at the same time, we live in a world where hacks will become more and more commonplace. The amount of money that CDK paid is surely being shared around the Black Ops community, who is maybe looking at other targets in a similar way. So for the dealers who would be willing to confidentially just share or publicly share, what has the CDK hack done in internal conversations about an all-in strategy? I'd love to hear that. Well, what I'd also like to encourage is the technology vendors and the dealer community to come together to talk about what contingency planning could look like. For example, what happens if Dealer Inspire's website platform was hacked? What would your dealership do as a contingency plan if your websites were down for a week or 10 days? Now, I've already been asked by some of my dealer clients to put together some contingency planning questions and kind of workflows. But for larger dealer groups, having a on-demand website template that had basic inventory functionality, basic merchandising that could be turned on relatively quickly by redirecting the DNS entry for your domain. Is that part of your contingency plan? It doesn't matter whose CRM or DMS you have. If your whole website's down, yes, when people walk in, you'll have the ability to transact. But what about that lead flow? What could you do? If your CRM, just your CRM, was hacked, what contingency plan could you put in place? What dealers found out is that not everyone, like third-party classifieds in particular, not everyone was playing nice with dealers about redirecting the third-party lead flow to another destination. I think part of contingency planning has to be new renegotiated contracts with lead providers that in the event of a hack, that they are obligated to redirect lead flow into an alternative source. Is a low-cost CRM platform with a certain framework set up in advance on contingency, a way in which dealers could provide temporary relief if a CRM platform was hacked. What's clear is that dealers and the dealer community pulled together to go back to paper, to train. But now that we've seen a very, very significant impact to automotive retailing amongst all of the other headwinds that we've had over the last 5 years, I think contingency planning, practical contingency planning, renegotiated vendor contracts, rethinking how APIs and redundancy plays into our retail operations becomes so important. There's so many little thoughts that come to my mind as far as companies like MarketScan and OfferLogic. Both are data feed providers providing banking and pricing and incentives. What happens if MarketScan is hacked? Is there a reasonable contingency where APIs could be swapped out if OfferLogic could replicate what a MarketScan feed or vice versa could look like? I think dealer groups are going to go to their strategic partners and ask these specific questions. Unfortunately, open APIs still are a challenge. So coming up with a contingency plan often means kind of duct taping different solutions together, as people did during the CDK crisis. But I think that the crisis has generated some meaningful conversations about how antiquated our technologies are, which prevent from fail-safe or rollover scenarios to alternative technology platforms. Yes, it was great to see different CRM platforms offer free, turned on, no contract solutions for people who were down on e-leads. But still, the ability for salespeople to quickly learn and understand another platforms, especially the IT folks that are trying to understand true contingency planning. Well, these are things that need to be tested and planned and documented in advance. Who is my backup for CRM? Who is my backup for inventory? Who's my backup for banking pricing? And then to the Shift Digitals of the world, to the JD Powers of the world, to the Unite Digitals of the world, I think there needs to be some really serious conversations with OEMs about what happens during a hack if a dealer group decides, hey, I have a basic template for all my stores, I'm not going to be down for a week. Are they going to have a grace period or grace during those times so the OEM strikes don't come at them like a shotgun? What about contingency planning? That's why I'm hoping this November at the Modern Retailing Conference in Palm Beach, we can have OEM representatives, representatives from the vendor community, and representatives from the dealer community to talk about what direction the industry needs to go to provide a more robust response to a hack. I hope that whatever happened at CDK will be shared clearly with the vendor community so we all can learn. And I'm also concerned about the secondary and tertiary impact of this hack with lawsuits and insurance policies and business disruption insurance. There's going to be a lot of things that we need to learn. But the theme of the Modern Retailing Conference in November is, well, what's the future of retailing? It has to be a more thoughtful, proactive plan to deal with hacks. What happens when the website goes down? What happens when the CRM goes down? What happens when the DMS goes down? What happens when multiple major systems go down? It's time we take this more seriously. And that's why I'm looking for dealer groups, technology companies, folks that are interested in having a meaningful discussion, not to sit at a table and say, well, no one's going to cooperate. It sounds like no one's going to cooperate to create a unified specification for GA4, but we did it. People said, vendors aren't going to cooperate with CDPs. They're not going to build strong data connections. Oh, but they are. You see, when the largest dealer groups, which have the most financial impact, get together and say, we need, as an industry, better fail-safe, rollover, and alternatives during a hack, guess what? The vendor community moves. When the vendors in our automotive industry work together, everyone benefits. Best of breed products win. So, dealers, are you still all in with one platform? I don't think there's a one size fits all answer. But if you're all in with a single platform, what's your contingency plan look like? For dealers who have a mixed system because you believe in best of breed tools, how much is that costing you in inefficiencies? And what's your contingency plan with one or two of those tools going down? That's my thought process. Other people can cover the litigation, the cause of the hack, how dealers responded to the attack. But now we have to move the conversation forward. What does true contingency planning look like? I come from a strong data background. I understand complex data systems. There are solutions for sure. The question is who will be leading the charge in helping dealers prepare for a meaningful contingency plan that allows a better response than what we've seen for many people who were caught off guard. If you're interested in participating in that discussion or just chatting with me, love to see what we could do to bring the OEMs, the vendor community, and the dealer community together at the Modern Retailing Conference in November to actually address some of these issues. Maybe even have a work group set up where we can start to do some real whiteboarding on CRM alternatives or website alternatives. What does that look like in a practical, meaningful way? That's what I'm hoping to start. So as we um, celebrated Independence Day yesterday. I want to encourage the dealers listening, the dealer group leaders and executives who are listening. When will we truly have data independence? We will only have true data independence when we demand to have the common interoperability, API, redundancy opportunities that other multi-million or billion-dollar companies have outside of automotive. Until then, we will be slaves to others who control the data, who, right or wrong, when they falter, it impacts thousands and thousands of businesses. No one is immune to an attack. Real question is what are we going to do to prepare in the future? The past is the past. And thankfully, CDK is getting their systems back online, and integration partners are starting to get those integrations back online. But what are we going to do about the future? For large dealer groups who are involved in contingency planning, be more than happy to work with you and to share my insights, and also discuss how a customer data platform could be another piece of your contingency plan that would give you the ability to still market, communicate, and respond to leads as they come into your website or third parties without a CRM in a limited fashion, but in a meaningful contingency plan. I hope this conversation online today generates some additional conversations. Would you put your feedback in the comments? Love to start a conversation. You can email me, brian@brianpash.com, or message me on LinkedIn or any of the social media channels. This is an important conversation. Let's learn from it and take action and not just get back to business waiting for the next hack to come, where we scramble once again to do the right thing for our customers, for our employees, and our business. Have a good weekend, everyone.